Our pump, the heart. Heart is a muscular organ because both oxygen and carbon dioxide have to be transported by the blood. The heart has different chambers to prevent oxygen-rich blood from mixing with the carbon dioxide. The carbon dioxide-rich blood has to reach the lungs for carbon dioxide to be removed, and the oxygenated blood from the lungs has to be brought back to the heart. Oxygen-rich blood is pumped to the rest of the body. The oxygen-rich blood from the lung comes to thin-walled upper chamber of the heart. The left atrium comes from the thin-walled upper chamber of the heart on the left atrium. The left atrium relaxes when it is collecting blood. This then contracts while the next chamber the left ventricle relaxes, so that the blood is transferred into it, and when the muscle left ventricle contracts in its turn, and the pump is pumped out to the body. Deoxygenated blood comes from the body to the upper chamber on the right, and the right atrium as it relaxes, as the right atrium contracts corresponding lower chamber. The right ventricle dilates, and this transports blood to the right ventricle, which in turn transfers to the lungs for oxygenation. Since ventricles have to pump blood to various organs, they have thicker muscle walls than the artery do. Valves ensure that blood does not flow backwards. The separation of the left side and the right left side of the heart is useful for keep oxygenated and deoxygenated blood from mixing. Such separation allows highly efficient supply of oxygen to the body. Animals like amphibians and many reptiles have three-chambered tubes to tolerate some mixing of oxygenated and deoxygenated blood streams. Fishes, on the other hand, have only two chambers to their hearts, and the blood is pumped to the gills, is oxygenated there and passes directly to the rest of the body. Thus, blood flows only once through the heart in the fish during one cycle of the body. On the other hand, it goes through the heart twice during each cycle. In other vertebrates, this is known as double circulation. The force that blood exerts against the wall of a vessel is called blood pressure. The normal systolic pressure is about 120 mm Fhg, and diastolic pressure is 80 mm of Hg. Blood pressure is measured with an instrument called Spyghmomanometer. High blood pressure is also called hypertension and is caused by constriction of arterioles, which results in increased resistance to blood flow. It can lead to the rupture of an artery and internal bleeding. Arteries are the vessels which carry blood away from the heart to various organs of the body. Since the blood emerges from the bottom under high pressure, the arteries have thick elastic walls. We collect the blood from different organs and bring it back to the heart. They do not have thick walls because the blood is no longer under pressure. Instead, they have walls that ensure the blood flows only in one direction. So reaching an organ tissue, the artery divides into smaller and smaller vessels to bring the blood in contact with all the individual cells. The smallest vessels have walls which are 1 cell thick and are called capillaries. The exchange of material between the blood and the surrounding cells takes place across this thin wall. The capillaries then join together to form veins to convey the blood away from the organ or tissue. When the blood starts bleeding and the injured start bleeding, leakage would lead to loss of pressure, which would reduce the efficiency of the pumping system. To avoid this, blood has platelets around the body and plug this by helping these points of injury. There is a lymph, another type of fluid are also involved in transportation. This is called that lymph or tissue fluid. Through the force of the wound present in the walls of the capillaries, some amount of plasma proteins and blood escape into intercellular spaces. Lymph drains into lymphatic capillaries from intercellular spaces. Lymph carries digested and absorbed fat from intestine and drains excess fluid from extracellular space back into the blood.